Have you ever wondered why some days feel almost effortless? Like everything flows, your mind is clear, and you feel naturally inspired, while other days seem heavy no matter how hard you try to think positive. There is a scientific explanation for this, rooted in quantum physics and neurobiology, and understanding it can completely shift the way you experience your own energy. High vibration is not a mood you stumble into by accident or something you can force with sheer willpower. It is a coherent state, a measurable, tangible quality of your bow field that emerges when your thoughts, emotions, and physiology come into alignment. And this alignment is not reserved for spiritual masters or monks in remote monasteries. It is available to you here and now if you learn how to recognize and cultivate it. Most people spend their entire lives oscillating between reaction and resistance. They wake up already entangled with yesterday's worries, replaying the same thoughts that generate the same emotions, which in turn produce the same neurochemistry in their bodies. From the perspective of quantum science, this is not simply a psychological pattern. It is a vibrational loop. Your personal energy field is constantly emitting frequencies, much like a radio signal. And those frequencies are interacting with the larger quantum field that surrounds you, influencing what you notice, how you feel, and what experiences collapse into your reality. In this video, you'll discover why maintaining a high vibration is not about pretending to be happy or denying what you feel. Instead, it is about learning to create coherence between your mind, your heart, and your nervous system. You could think of it as tuning your internal instrumentation so that the signal you broadcast is clear, steady, and powerful. This is when the quantum field responds in ways that feel synchronistic because you have become an observer who is no longer scattering attention across conflicting intentions and beliefs. Take a moment right now to notice your own energy. No need to change it, just observe. How does your body feel as you listen? What thoughts are hovering in the background of your awareness? Is there tension in your chest or a subtle sense of openness? This simple act of observing without judgment begins to shift your state. It interrupts the automatic patterns that keep your vibration tethered to familiar, often limiting timelines, and it introduces the possibility of something new. The emergence of a coherent signal that the quantum field can recognize and reflect. Here's a perspective you may never have considered. You don't lose your high vibration all at once. It doesn't vanish in a single moment of stress or disappointment. Instead, it dissolves in small increments through micro-choices to react instead of respond, to tense instead of breathe, to rehearse old stories instead of observing them. When you understand this, you begin to reclaim your power. Because if your vibration erodes through tiny moments of unconsciousness, it can also be rebuilt through small moments of awareness. Scientific studies in neurocardiology have shown that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field far more powerful than the brain's. When you are in a state of emotional coherence, when your heart rhythms are harmonious and synchronized with your breath, you are literally broadcasting a more organized, higher frequency field around your body. This isn't a metaphor, it's measurable. Researchers can observe this shift in real time. And when you sustain this state, even briefly, it changes your biochemistry, calms your nervous system, and alters the way your brain processes information. In other words, you begin to perceive reality through a different lens, one that is less reactive and more creative. So why does this matter? Because the quantum field doesn't respond to your words alone. It responds to the totality of your signal. You might affirm abundance with your thoughts, but if your body is vibrating in stress and scarcity, the signal you're sending is incoherent. And in quantum terms, an incoherent signal produces random, unpredictable outcomes, often the very ones you're trying to avoid. This is why so many people feel exhausted after trying to stay positive. They are fighting themselves on an energetic level. What you will learn here is how to end that inner conflict, not by suppressing your emotions or performing positivity, but by understanding that your power lies in returning to alignment again and again. This is not about perfection. It's about cultivating the skill of noticing when you slip out of coherence and gently guiding yourself back. Over time, this becomes your default state, a steady, elevated vibration that no longer depends on ideal circumstances to be sustained. If you've ever wondered why certain people seem to radiate calm confidence and attract opportunities without forcing, this is the reason. They have learned to maintain a coherent field. They don't just think differently, they feel and embody a different frequency. And because the quantum field is participatory, because your observation, your feeling, and your intention all contribute to what becomes real, your personal vibration is the most important variable you can influence. In the next sections of this video, we're going to explore how to train your nervous system to support a higher frequency, why a simple morning practice can set the tone for your entire day, and how to recognize the subtle shifts that mean you're entering a state of energetic alignment. Stay present with me, because by the time you finish this experience, you'll have not just a conceptual understanding, but a felt sense of what it means to become the steady observer of your own vibration. And that more than any affirmation or technique is what allows you to create a life that mirrors your highest frequency. If you're still here, it means something in you is already starting to recognize that vibration is more than just an emotional state. It's the language your entire system uses to communicate with the quantum field. This isn't philosophy, it's physics. Let's start with a core principle most people never learn. Everything you experience exists in a state of probability until your observation collapses it into form. In quantum mechanics, this is known as the wave function collapse. Until you direct your awareness to a possibility, it exists as a field of pure potential. The act of observing combined with the energy of your emotional state selects a specific outcome and stabilizes it into your reality. This is not a metaphor for positive thinking. It is an interaction between consciousness and the fabric of space-time itself. Think about this. Your brain is constantly predicting, filtering, and constructing what you perceive. Even neuroscience confirms that your perception of reality is a controlled hallucination, a model generated by your nervous system based on expectation and memory. But here's where it gets fascinating. The signals you feed into this system don't originate only in the mind. They also come from your heart, your breath, your posture, and the electromagnetic field surrounding your body. This is why simply trying to change your thoughts without addressing how you feel in your body rarely leads to lasting transformation. To illustrate this, imagine your vibration as a signal broadcast tower. Every thought you think sends out a frequency. Every emotion adds a layer of information to that frequency, and every action either reinforces or disrupts the coherence of your broadcast. When these layers are in alignment, you create a stable resonant field. The quantum field in turn mirrors this coherence by reorganizing probabilities in ways that feel synchronistic. It's why you suddenly meet the right person, receive unexpected support, or feel inspired to take action you would have overlooked in a lower state. But here's the paradox. Most people unknowingly sabotage this process. They think they have to force themselves into a higher vibration by repeating mantras or avoiding any negative thoughts. In reality, this creates internal friction, a split between the mind and the body. You might be saying, "I am abundant," while your nervous system is still locked in the frequency of survival. From a quantum perspective, that contradiction introduces noise into your signal, scattering your focus and preventing the wave function from collapsing into the outcome you prefer. One of the simplest ways to understand this is through the concept of coherence. When researchers measure the electromagnetic field of the heart, they find that positive emotional states like appreciation, love, and calm generate smooth sinuwave patterns. These patterns indicate coherence. The heart and brain are communicating effectively, and the nervous system is in balance. In contrast, states of frustration, anxiety, or resentment produce jagged, erratic waveforms, signaling incoherence. And this incoherence doesn't just affect how you feel, it disturbs the clarity of the energy you project. In this video, you're going to learn how to recognize these subtle shifts. You'll start to see that maintaining a high vibration is not about forcing yourself to feel good all the time. It's about cultivating awareness of when you slip into incoherence and gently bringing yourself back. Think of it as learning to tune an instrument. The first step is noticing when you're out of tune. Only then can 9 minutes, 59 seconds you adjust your frequency. If you're wondering how to start practicing this, here's a simple invitation. The next time you feel yourself contracting, whether it's stress about work, conflict with someone close, or a surge of doubt, pause and place your attention on your heart. Slow your breathing. Notice the story your mind is telling. Ask yourself, is this the frequency I want to broadcast into the field? This tiny moment of observation creates a choice point, and each time you choose coherence over reaction, you strengthen your ability to hold a high vibration, no matter what's happening around you. I want to be clear, this isn't about spiritual bypassing or pretending challenges don't exist. High vibration is not a denial of reality. It's the capacity to stay connected to your core frequency of trust, even as you engage with life's complexities. It's the understanding that while you can't always control what happens, you can always choose the signal you emit in response. If this perspective feels different from what you've heard before, if it resonates somewhere deeper than your intellect, I invite you to stay with me because by the end of this experience, you'll have tools not just to elevate your vibration temporarily, heart coherence breathing, but to build a stable energetic foundation that becomes your natural state. And if you're feeling a subtle shift already, a sense that something in you is beginning to remember, just notice that that recognition is the first sign that your field is becoming more coherent. One of the most overlooked aspects of maintaining a high vibration all day is how you begin your morning. The first moments after you wake up are when your brain waves naturally shift from theta to beta frequencies. In this transitional state, your subconscious mind is still highly receptive, and your body hasn't yet fully reactivated its habitual stress responses. This window is your most powerful opportunity to set a coherent baseline for your entire day. Many people start the morning in immediate reactivity, checking messages, scanning headlines, remembering yesterday's worries. Without realizing it, they are instructing their nervous system to re-enter the same predictable states that keep their vibrations scattered. But when you choose to create intentional coherence before engaging with the world, you essentially tune your bow field to emit a stable frequency. This is not a feel-good ritual. It's a measurable shift in the electromagnetic patterns radiating from your heart and brain. In this video, I want to share one foundational practice you can start tomorrow morning. It is simple, but its impact compounds over time. It's called heart coherence breathing, a technique studied extensively by institutions like the Heart Math Institute. The principle is straightforward. When you slow your breath and focus your attention on your heart, you bring your autonomic nervous system into balance. This balance is the physiological basis of high vibration. Here's how you do it. The moment you wake up, before you reach for your phone or get out of bed, bring one hand to the center of your chest. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Begin by simply noticing your breath without trying to change it. Observe the natural rhythm as it moves in and out. Next, gradually slow your breathing to a smooth, even pattern. Aim for about 5 seconds inhaling, 5 seconds exhaling. As you continue, imagine that you're breathing directly through your heart. Visualize each inhale drawing in calm, clear energy, and each exhale releasing tension or static. Once you've established this rhythm, introduce a regenerative emotion into your awareness. You might focus on appreciation for a specific person, a memory of feeling safe, or the simple gratitude of being alive in this moment. Let this feeling expand in your chest. As you sustain this practice for just 3 to 5 minutes, your heart rhythms begin to synchronize with your breath. This creates a state known as cardiac coherence, a measurable harmonic pattern that stabilizes your entire system. Your brain shifts into more organized waveforms. Your hormonal balance improves and your electromagnetic field becomes more coherent. In practical terms, you're creating an internal environment where higher frequency emotions like clarity, resilience, and ease are easier to access throughout the day. It's important to understand why this works from a quantum perspective. Your coherent heart field is not contained within your body. Research shows it radiates several feet outward, interacting with the fields of people and spaces around you. This is why when you enter a room in a regulated, aligned state, you often notice others responding to you differently, sometimes without understanding why. It's not charisma, it's coherence. This practice also has benefits of heart coherence, a profound impact on how you perceive challenges. When you begin the day anchored in heart coherence, your benefits of heart coherence less likely to slip into automatic survival responses. Drained you now passes by without impact. What once triggered reactivity now meets your steadiness instead. In the next part of this journey, we'll bring everything together. You'll experience a simple guided exercise designed to anchor your high vibration as a felt embodied reality, and you'll receive an invitation to continue cultivating this field as part of a living, conscious community. Let's move forward. Your coherence is not just a gift to yourself, it's an offering to the world around you. Now that you've learned how to elevate and protect your vibration, the most important step is to integrate everything into a simple embodied practice. Something you can return to anytime you feel yourself drifting into reactivity or doubt. Because high vibration isn't something you achieve and then forget. It's something you cultivate moment by moment, breath by breath. To help you anchor this understanding, I want to guide you through a short exercise. If you can take a comfortable seat where you won't be disturbed for the next few minutes. If you're listening while multitasking, that's okay. Just let your attention rest gently on these words and feel whatever arises. Close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. Bring one hand to the center of your chest, connecting with your heart. Take a slow inhale through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Exhale gently through your mouth, releasing any tension in your shoulders or jaw. Continue the smooth, steady breathing as you let your awareness settle into your body. Now begin to visualize the golden field you created earlier, a radiant, shimmering energy surrounding you. Imagine it expanding with each inhale, becoming brighter and more coherent. With each exhale, feel it stabilizing into a protective living presence that moves with you wherever you go. As you hold this image, silently repeat to yourself, I am the observer. I am the field. I am the frequency. Feel the meaning of these words, not as concepts, but as a truth resonating in your body. You are not separate from the quantum field. You are an extension of it, a unique expression of consciousness shaping probability into form. The vibration you choose in this moment is not just an internal experience. It is a signal that informs what unfolds next. Stay here for a few more breaths, feeling the steadiness of your own energy. Notice any sensations, a sense of calm, warmth, or quiet expansion. There is no right or wrong way to feel. The simple act of observing is enough. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Notice how your awareness feels different, perhaps a little clearer, softer, or more anchored. This is coherence. This is high vibration embodied, and this is the invitation I want to leave you with. Keep returning to this practice, not because you need to be perfect or maintain an artificial state of bliss, but because the more you choose alignment over reaction, the more natural this frequency becomes. Over time, you'll find that you don't have to try to stay elevated. You simply are. Before we close, I want you to know that you're not alone in this. There is a growing community of people committed to exploring the intersection of science and consciousness. People who are ready to live as active participants in the quantum field, not as passive observers. If you felt something shift inside you today, a remembering, a sense of resonance, or even just curiosity, I'd love to invite you to join this space. Subscribing isn't just about getting more content. It's about becoming part of a field of shared intention and inquiry, a place where you can deepen your practice, ask questions, and connect with others who are also choosing coherence. If this feels aligned for you, you can subscribe now and know that every time you show up here, whether it's for a new video or simply to re-listen to this practice, you are strengthening the frequency you wish to embody. Thank you for being here, for your presence, and for the courage it takes to step into a new relationship with your own energy. The field is always listening, and every time you choose alignment, you are sending out a signal that has the power to shape not just your life, but the collective reality we all share. Stay in coherence, stay curious, and remember, you are energy.